Well, hello, VL Reviews fans, especially those who have taken the time to see my very short and, relatively speaking, viral CX-5 preferred transmission skipping, or whatever you want to call it, missing video. So this is specifically in response to quash the seemingly crazy comments that I'm getting on it. Now, I definitely appreciate the comments, but there is a exceedingly large amount of comments of people that have a difficult time understanding exactly what they're seeing and hearing. So I'd like to try to clear some stuff up. So there are some people out there that believe that somehow the temperature is the cause of the transmission skipping. It's not. So I've had many Mazdas over the years, many decades actually, manual and automatic. And most recently, I've had 6 of them from 2018 to 2024. In fact, the whole point of this argument is that I've owned so many of the 6-speed transmissions where I've lived at the house I currently live and drive in a certain pattern that I currently drive for over 20 years, pulling out a certain way at a certain speed at a certain temperature, that I know exactly what to expect and what is, say, out of sorts. And my wife's 2024 has a transmission issue. Now, maybe it's physical, but maybe it's virtual. Maybe it just needs a firmware update. Maybe it needs an ECU reset. I mean, there's lots of things that happen with complex cars these days. It probably doesn't need a part or anything like that, but it might need a reset and a relearn or something of that nature. But if you didn't know, I have not one, but 2 copies of the exact same car. So my wife has that dark blue CX-5 preferred, and I have a red, I just got it a couple of weeks ago, CX-5 preferred, and the only difference between the two is the paint color. Say, well, that's it. That's it. The blue ones have more problems than the red ones. Wouldn't it be nice if it was that easy? So the thing is, right, that if you're a manufacturer and you make, like, say, 100 of something, and 99 of them work a certain way, and one of them works differently, the problem is with that one that works differently. Now, I've had 6 recent Mazdas, 2 Mazda 3s that were my son's, and then 4 CX-5s, 1 turbo and all the rest non-turbos. And I can tell you that her transmission shifts in a way I've never experienced before. It is the worst shifting CX-5 transmission that I've experienced. And we both drive, my wife and I both interchangeably drive both vehicles all the time. So when I set up the experiment that took us probably about 10 days to go and get, a couple of really good takes. So I tried it, like me being the driver, her maybe trying to record, and then, we switched it up. And of course she was driving and I was recording, and that was just an easier way to do it. But with moderate acceleration, not low acceleration and not flooring it. We're still braking the engines in, okay? These vehicles have less than 1,000 miles on them. So under the exact same conditions, or extremely close, all right, well above freezing, although that doesn't matter. Believe it or not, it doesn't. Her vehicle acts differently than any other Mazda I've ever had that's had a 6-speed automatic. And my red one, I will tell you, I'm just beginning to review it because I've only had it for a couple of weeks. I'm going to do some more reviews on it. And one of the things that I'm going to mention in particular is that its transmission, it's got something funny with it. I'm talking about my red one now. It's the smoothest transmission 6-speed Mazda I have ever driven. You can't make it hiccup. Even if you're doing something stupid like feathering the throttle or, turning the car weird one way or another, literally. My wife's dark blue one, a 24, and then my red one, also a 24, have a Jekyll and Hyde, that is, massive difference in the way, personalities, that the transmissions actually shift this is important, under the exact same conditions. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. I'm going to say that till I'm blue in the face. But some people won't understand it. So it's currently, her dark blue one is currently at the shop, and I'm having some technicians look at it, and they're a little flustered with it. So we're going to see how this plays out. But until then, my wife actually got a vehicle that we've never had before. So I am reviewing that. And it is I'll call it a new old stock. It's a 2023 Mazda CX-30 all-wheel drive turbo. So I've just recently completed a couple of drives with it and a walk-around video. You'll see that soon. But I really, really hope that the people that are having a difficult time understanding what it's like to set up a scientific experiment with certain things that vary and certain things that are fixed, understand what this actually means. So the trouble is indeed with her dark blue 2024. It's just that transmission and that transmission alone. I've had too many of these things, and of course I've been driving, I got licensed to drive in 1981, and I've driven a whole lot of cars. And for the last 20 years, I've lived in a house on a certain road, and we pull out from a stop sign going to the left and to the right, and we have to get up to a certain speed at a certain time. So we even know how to go and, do the correct throttle inputs. So, we're not jerky or anything like that. So I really hope this helps, and I hope that the crazy answers coming in decrease, because they are crazy. And maybe they didn't know all of actually, what happened. So I'm trying to explain it as best I can in it's over 7-minute video of just me, with being a talking head. So how boring can that be? Anyway, stay tuned for more reviews and the continuing saga of my wife's dark blue CX-5 preferred transmission issues. Bye-bye.